Well, without the team that we have, we all work together so well, and it comes down to, again, when we're bringing somebody into our group, we take a lot of time, as we should, as I've talked about, is that we want people to be aligned with the same values, ethics that we have, and showing up, doing the right thing when no one's looking, right? All those cliches, but it falls into place, especially in an HR type position, because there's a lot of times that we're crossing paths throughout the week. Like, we're not seeing each other, just like you said, Brad. It's like, hey, your group, if they're not here very often, so you got to have trust, and they have to understand your values and your expectations. And in having the trust into my team is everything, because if we get something thrown at us that we're not ready for, we sit down, we talk about it, and I know it's going to get done, and it's going to be done at a high level. And I think that just goes, that's just building a team. And no matter what, if it's like you said, it's not a sports podcast, but if there's a chink in the armor in your team, no matter if it's a basketball, you can't play basketball with four guys if they're going to find the weakness of the fifth one and they're going to attack at the other team. And so it's the same thing with our group. Is everybody's so strong and self-driven, and we have to reflect and we support each other. And that's what makes it so great. And again, we're unique if we have an HR department in our group, right, or in our company. Not everybody has that. So again, it kind of goes back to that support, understanding, asking all the right questions. And as you talk about values, it goes back to the hiring. It's not about, can this person do this job, right? If I post a job, let's just use HR for example, and we want to hire an HR generalist, call it, and we post the job out online, and you get 100 resumes, I could hire somebody without interviewing them. I'm like, okay, if it was just based on the job description, okay, they have this experience, they went to this school and this education, blah, 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 and it goes on and on.
Check the box.
Right. That's why you have interviews, is to find out, are they a cultural fit? It's great you have to ask all the right questions, of course. But really, I heard this a long time ago, and I think this is so great. So I'll give this advice to the listeners and the one viewer or two viewer. I don't know how many you got. Hopefully, I got a face for radio.
It's going to be a lot now that you're on here.
So when you're sitting down and you're trying to make a decision on hiring somebody, and let's say you have two really good candidates and you're splitting hairs, sit down and again, this was a VP of HR that worked at Omni and SDI many, many years ago. And it stuck with me for a long time, is if you took this person to a baseball game, are you hoping that it goes to extra innings because you want to spend so much time with them, or are you hoping it rains in the first inning and to get out of there? And when I look at that analogy, it's kind of interesting because, again, you spend so much time with the people you work with, probably more than your family, is you got to be able to trust them. Do they meet your values? Do they, all the expectations you have? And then at the end of the day, do you want to go get a beer with them after work, right, and spend more time with them? And I think when you put so much time and emphasis on that front part of the hiring and that interview process, you don't have to worry as much on that back end of the offboarding, hopefully, if it all works out.